G'day, g'day. How are you today? So grateful that you're joining me. So I really want to show you in this video how to turn your clients' problems into opportunities for your coaching business. We believe in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. What I teach is that every problem has within it its own solution. I want to show you how to do that, the art of that in this video. So I've got a question for you. What would it be like if our problems and the problems of our clients weren't actually as solid as we believed? What if it was simply a matter of the frame, the structure of thinking that surrounds a problem, how they think about it, that actually creates the problem? Just like the shape of a letter that creates the meaning of the letter, what if the shape of the problem created the problem? And if that was true, then wouldn't it be incredible to have a way of changing the shape of the problem, literally by changing the structure around it? That's what we call reframing in NLP. Reframing is all about changing the frame around a problem so that the content of the problem, the energy, the emotion, the what is inside actually becomes liberated, it becomes conscious, and you can use it with volition and consciousness, this energy. Would that be nice? I use this all the time. I'm constantly reframing myself. Almost every day to reframe all the small problems, sometimes even the larger ones, for myself and everyone in my life so that they can see opportunities, alternatives where they can be more resourceful and they can start getting results. It's really extraordinary to be able to sit down in the morning to literally write a list of what isn't going well and one by one go through each problem and literally reframe it. Like, what would that do for you? How would that make you feel if you could do that? It's incredible. This list turns from being a list of problems each day into literally being learnings and inspirational resources. How could that be though? How could that be? I'm not here to tell you how, but I'm here to show you that it's not just possible, it's inevitable. Because you're about to learn the real way on how to do that. Are you ready? Good. So reframing is actually about changing the meaning. It's changing the context of a presenting problem that you're dealing with. In selling, reframing such as sales reframing is called answering objections, such as I don't have the money, I don't have the time, right? So reframing is, well, if you could find a way to find the time, would you want to hear about it? If you could find a way that this course would end up showing you how you can save more money than it costs, you'd want to hear about it, wouldn't you? Reframing, now you're feeling it. So this is a way of changing objections into solutions. There's so many books on it into the field of sales, but I want to show you what's most important to you because it's not about information. That's not what's important. It's about relevant information for your situation. So what we want to talk about is how to reframe from a neuro-linguistic programming and NLP perspective. How do you change the meaning or content, or how do you reframe? How do you answer simple objections that people might have to, in sales, purchasing your product, in management, to actually doing what you're asking people to do, in education, in a client-therapist interaction, having children learn better in therapy, or even changing the context in which a person makes changes that you've asked them to do and you've told them to make, so they actually make them. So there's what we call a presupposition in NLP. A presupposition is just a belief. That's all you need to know for now. It's a belief, and that belief is that the map is not the territory, that all meaning that we give to things is literally dependent on the context in which it happens and appears. That is to say that if a certain word has a certain meaning, well, the meaning of that word on the context in which it appears, that's the meaning. Now, I wasn't aware of this, and I don't know if you were or not, but you know how they make a dictionary? In order to make a dictionary, how do they make it? A brand new dictionary, what you do is we go out and we buy all the books, every library, every bookshop. Amazon, we buy all the books off Amazon. Jeff Bezos is like, thank you for that, extra pennies in my pocket. So we go buy all the books, and literally with those books under our belt, what we do is we take like a 3x5 card. For each word, we write down and determine the meaning of the word. We look at the context in which that word is used. Where does it appear? That's how we get the meaning. So the truth is that all of our language, even the dictionary definition of the words we use, is only based on the context in which it appears by agreement of the meaning. That's how we give the meaning. So if that's the case, or if all meaning is context dependent, then what that means is that all meaning is just dependent upon the context in which it happens, where it appears. So I want to look at it from another direction. It also means that all content is reframing. Simply by changing the context in which it happens, if we change the context in which it appears, we change the process that's going on around it. Or if we change the actual structure of what we're talking about, then we actually reframe virtually anything. I'll give you an example. Say someone says, I'm so sad. So that's the content, the sadness. Now the context might be like if everyone's at the beach, then the context means the content is a problem. You don't want to be sad at the beach. But if someone says, I'm so sad, but they're at a funeral, well, that's normal. So you say, if someone says, I'm so sad, and you're at the beach, you say, won't it be good to be able to go deeply into that sadness next time you're at a funeral, for instance, or somewhere where you really need to be able to feel sad? What that does is it changes how they feel about the sadness. It changes the context, and then the problem changes. So if we listen carefully when you have clients, as a coach that you are, and we listen to the content, or even people in your life, the problem, we're going to pick up a sort of sense of what the structure of the problem is, and a sense of the context in which it occurs. So if we shift the context of the problem, we can change the nature of it, just like with our beach analogy. Now, that's super exciting, because if you're in sales, this is the mother lode. This is the $1 million skill, because when you think about it, now, if you know the objections to working with you, and you know how to navigate them, then you will have an amazing time with sales, because you can literally just learn the right reframes, and you can reframe the objection, anything. And you can literally write scripts, and you could sell them if you wanted on how to handle objections. People pay thousands of dollars for these scripts. So this is showing you the thinking behind sales trainings. It's just reframing. So reframing actually puts you personally in charge of the basis behind the basis of answering all the objections that you hear. This literally means whatever a client or a prospect comes to you with, when they come to you with a problem, you can flip it on its head and it becomes an opportunity. So one time I had a prospect, here's an example. They came to me, they wanted help starting a coaching business, and one of the objections that they had was that selling is manipulative. They didn't really want to sell anymore. Could you imagine taking on a client who wanted to start a business, that they had to sell something, but one of the prerequisites is that they didn't want to sell? That's a problem, right? For most, but I said it's a great opportunity. So I reframed them, and get this how I reframed them. I said, imagine if I was a drug addict and I needed your program to help me get sober, and if you had the belief that selling is manipulative, and you let me leave without getting help from you, and I went on to completely destroy my life. Imagine that. Selling is just the same as a hammer. You can either use it to build or you can use it to destroy. The thing about life is we're always selling whether we like it or not. And that changed their whole belief around it. So this left the prospect completely in awe, and then he went to buy my program. This is the power of reframing. Comment down below. I want to hear, after I've just told you this amazing skill, I want to comment down below, what are you struggling with in your coaching business? I want to do some reframes on the comments. So write it down, just a little bit of fun. Now, if you got value from this video today, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot and lets other people get access to this amazing info as well. Always giving you what other people are charging for. So I will see you in the next video. Peace.